Hi Yogi, welcome to today's class. Today's practice is a fluid and invigorating class. We'll be deepening into our backbending practice, opening up our heart chakras and flowing with breath. Join me today on your back in Supta Baddha Konasana. Grab 2 blocks if you've got them and I'll meet you on the mat. Beginning on our backs with our knees bent, just take your knees nice and wide. If this feels quite tight in the hips, then you can use blocks. Just pop them onto the knees or the thighs, supporting the weight of the legs. And the hands can come to rest on the inner thighs, or maybe one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. And as you close down the eyes, we're going to begin to take some breaths. And really just the breath that helps you to focus, to connect. Beginning to listen to the heart want, the heart desire. Letting that heart calling be the intention of your class. Slowly begin to move your blocks away if you've used them, and close the knees like you're closing a book. Separate the feet so they're about hip distance and bring your arms down by the sides of your body. And we'll arrive up in a bridge pose. So taking your breath in to lift your hips away from the mat, making sure that the shins are in one straight line. Begin to interlace your fingers and then start to wiggle your shoulder blades in towards one another. And as you take a breath in, feel your rib cage start to expand open. And as you take your exhale, draw the rib cage down. Finding that connection with breath. Exhale, release the grip of the fingers, hips softly drop to the mat. We'll just start to draw the knees into the chest, give them a squeeze for a moment, crossing the legs over. Come to guide yourself up into seated pose, into Sukhasana position towards the top of your mat. Taking a big breath in to sweep the arms up, and an exhale to melt them down. And we'll arrive in a tabletop position, so just make your way onto hands and knees. And from tabletop, right away, we'll just push ourselves up into downward dog, exhale. From downward dog, begin to create a couple of waves with your spine. So don't worry whether the heels are grounded this early on. Just start to lift up on the tips of the toes. Begin to round your body forwards like you're coming into plank. Bend the knees, lift the hips up and back as you exhale. Inhale, round through the spine, bend the knees, arch the back, push back down dog. 2 more waves like that. Breath in, rolls you forwards, bend the knees, push it back, exhale. And last one, inhale and exhale. Once you come into down dog, just pedal your way into the backs of the legs. And then again, we'll ripple forwards like we're coming into plank pose as you take a breath in. And from plank pose, just hollow out the body here. Look to the top of the mat, keep the neck long. And come all the way down onto the belly. Option to use the knees. As you exhale, release. Untucking the toes, taking a breath in, just to lift the chest. And an exhale to drop it down. So really close to the mat on the first one. As you press through the hands, keep your elbows pinned in. Slight lift of the hips, slight drop of the chest, and then big push to come back into child's, and exhale to lift the hips up and back down dog. Again, rolling with the breath, coming back into high plank. Inhale rolls you forwards, hollow out the body, all the way down onto the belly. Option to drop the knees as you exhale, untuck those toes. Inhale, shoulders roll back, chest opens, cobra. And exhale to release. Elbows draw to the sides of the waist, shoulders keep moving back. Press firmly through your palms, keep your chest connected, but lift your pelvis. And then big push to bring you back. Exhale, lift up and back, downward dog. And from downward dog, ripple forward, tight plank, inhale. As you look to the top of the mat, soft exhale all the way down into the belly. Think of chaturanga, arms untuck the toes. Roll the shoulders back, your variation of cobra pose. Big breath in. Exhale to release, chest and gaze drops down. Press firmly through the palms, elbows tight to the sides of the waist. Little lift from the hips. Inhale, think of Ashtanga Namaskara. And exhale, pushes you all the way from back, downward facing dog. From downward dog, let's make our way forwards one step at a time, transitioning to the top of our mat. Separate your feet, bend your knees a whole lot, and just wave all the way up through towards Tadasana into standing pose. Exhale, shoulders draw down. Breath in, sweeps the palms to connect overhead, look up. Exhale, swan dive towards your mat, knees can be soft. Inhale, halfway, flat back, look forwards. Bend the knees, hands to the top of your mat, stepping your way back into plank. And we'll take a vinyasa here, chaturanga, option to set the knees down. Exhale, sweep it up as you take a breath in, look up. Exhale, downward facing dog. From downward dog, go ahead and sweep your right leg up and point your right toes as you breathe in. Bend into your right knee and open into your right hip. So imagine you want to flex your right foot, really reaching the right foot far towards the left side of the room, but really stacking the right shoulder down so the shoulders are square. Inhale, re-extend the right leg up and point your right toes. As you exhale, bring your right knee tight to your face, spread and compress. Big step, right foot in between the hands, lower down into your left knee. Untucking the back toes, come to grip the right knee. Slot the fingers into one another. Big press lifts you up through the torso. Inhale. Exhale, get low in the pose, deepen the hips, relax the shoulders. Big breath in, firm in those inner thighs, draw the lower belly in. Exhale. As you inhale, release the grip of the hands, arms reach up. And then exhale, maybe get even a little deeper and try and send the biceps back behind you, like you're trying to reach back for something. Inhale. Pull it back as you exhale, hips move back, right toes point up. Try and find the balance, permission to drop the hands if needed. Inhale, little halfway lift, find a bit more length. Exhale to come down a little closer to the mat. Right knee bends, sweep the arms up to the sky, breathe in. Lower your hands towards the mat as you exhale. Plug into the core, sweeping the right leg back, flexing the toes. Inhale, exhale, drop the right toes to the mat. Drop the right heel, kick your left toes out towards the side, and then reach your right arm far over your ear. So think of a back bend here, really trying to open up and explore our back bend. Inhale, and exhale. Big press through the left hand, pops you up onto the left knee, onto the right heel. Look over your right middle finger. As you exhale, shift forward and through. Right hand lowers to your right thigh or your shin. Left arm creeps over the ear. Right hand grips the left hip. Now breathe in. Exhale. As you inhale, left hand lowers towards the top of the mat. Right arm sweeps over the ear. Lower the right hand down, bring the left toes in, drop the right knee. Exhale. Bring in one hand to support the lower back, and then the other, lift yourself up. Take a breath in, move the shoulders back. Exhale. And we're going to explore a few lassos now, so get really open with it. We're going to start with our right arm, take it wide to the right. Inhale, really push the hips forwards, get open with it. And exhale, brings you back around. Switch, left hand. Inhale, push the hips forward, squeeze the bum cheek. And exhale, brings you round. Breathe in, send it forwards. Exhale. One more time on that left side, breath in. And exhale, left hand to the hip. Pull those shoulders back, lift the gaze up slightly. Arms reach up, straight line with the body. Bow down, exhale, come into child's. Dropping the gaze, relaxing the neck, spreading the fingers. Use your inhale to find a cow tilt. So really stick the bum up, lift the gaze high, press and straighten the arms. Staying with that arch, curl the toes. See if you can hover the kneecaps just above the mat. And as you exhale, push your hips up and back. Give yourself a bit more space if needed. Use your next breath in to roll forward. Lightly coming into plank pose all the way. Look into the top of the mat. As you exhale, come all the way down onto the belly, untop the toes at the very bottom. Fingers are in line with shoulders for a moment, just settle in. And bend into your right knee. You want your right toes to come towards the back of the head. Now reach back and grab for that foot, that ankle, that shin, and flex the toes to the back of the room. Reach your left arm forwards onto the tips of the fingers for now. Arm is lifted. As you inhale, lift your chest. As you exhale, point your toes and lift your right knee. Again, breathe in, left arm lifts perhaps. And really start to kick the foot and reach through the fingers, left foot is grounded. Continuing to breathe, inhale, one-legged bow. And exhale, release. Keep that right knee bent, drop the right hand towards the right side of the shoulder and bring your left forearm in. We're gonna roll onto the left hip. Rolling onto the left hip, right foot behind the left knee, right hand on the hip. Left forearm grounded. Big breath in to push the left hip away from the mat. Reach your right arm over the ear. Roll the right hip, roll the right shoulder, finding more height with each breath. Think of it like a modified wild thing. And exhale, lower your left hip to the mat. Come onto the forearms. Elbows ground, shoulders press down. Slide the chest forward, but slide the elbows back. Sphinx pose. Begin to interlace your fingers inside of one another. Curl the toes from underneath you, and then pop your hips up away from the mat as you take a breath in. Low plank, exhale. On the inhale, walk your tiptoes in all the way into dolphin pose. Don't worry about how straight the legs are or whether the heels are grounded. As you exhale, set one knee down onto the mat and then the other. As you untuck the toes, press into the hands, right hand, then the left. Take a breath in to look up, find that lovely arch again. We're going to start to kind of tilt forwards, then drop the chin and the chest, Ashtanga Namaskara. So 8 points are in contact with the mat. Sweep yourself through to Cobra Pose, breath in, look up. Exhale. Options to stay here, maybe pressing into the tops of the toes. See if you can just pop those kneecaps up to come into up dog, inhale. And exhale, send your hips back to downward facing dog. Gazes to the fingers, heels lift high onto the balls of the feet, bend the knees. Step or jump forwards, halfway lift, flat back, inhale. And relax, exhale. Okay, you need to walk back about one step for this and separate your feet to the hip distance. Bend the knees. Come to sweep the fingers across the mat. As you inhale, think of chair pose. Lift all 10 toes if you can. Drop the toes down, exhale. Slowly and mindfully take your arms back. Slow motion. Breathe in, press the toes down, lift the arms up, pause here. Now see if you can pop up onto your tippy toes. As you take a slow, exaggerated breath out, we're going to come all the way down, like we're transitioning towards coming as close to the heels as you can. And then just drop onto the knees and lift up onto the toes. One hand comes to the lower back, then so does the other. We're going to come into Uttanasana, so camel pose. Move those shoulders back behind you, lift the chest, inhale. As you exhale, send the hips forward, keep moving the shoulder blades in, and then squeeze the bum cheeks and inner thighs. And we're going to take 3 breaths here. If this feels like you're at your max and you're in your deepest form of your back bend, then please stay supported with the hands. Maybe playing around with perhaps bringing the hands towards the ankles if you wanted to go a little deeper. And if you feel even more open, you can untuck the toes and just come even closer to your mat. As an alternative, you can bring your hands to your blocks outside of your feet. Okay, 2 more breaths here. Keep driving the hips forwards. And bring the hands to the lower back. Pick yourself up as you inhale. If you've untucked the toes, then exhale, just drop onto the heels, take the arms up, back into chair pose. As you straighten into your right leg, drive your left knee in towards your chest. Inhale. And then exhale, think of warrior 3. Left leg moves back, scissor the arms, left arm forwards, right arm back. Bend the right knee, drop the left toes to the back of the mat as you exhale. And peel your way up, right hand to the back leg, left hand to the right side of the head, exhale, sink. Inhale, left elbow draws up and over. As you exhale, drop your left heel down, really lunge into the right knee. Think of warrior two. Reaching forwards with the right fingers, right hand drops to your left hip, left arm over the ear. Inhale brings you back, warrior two. As you exhale, left hand, right hip, right arm over the ear. And inhale back into warrior two. Exhale here. Drop your left hand, pivot on your back toes. You might need to step that foot in a little. High lunge. Inhale. As you exhale, tilt forwards. Weights grounded in the right heel. Arms come back. See if you can pop your left leg up with ease. Reach those fingers behind you. Driving the left knee in towards the chest. Sweep the arms up nice and high. Full inhale. Interlace the fingers. Slot the fingers around the knee as you exhale. So you can pull that left knee in a little closer to your chest. Full breath in, shoulders back. And as you exhale, release the knee, take the arms back. Left knee by the right, left heel by the left bum cheek. Reach back with your left hand and grip the outside of your left foot. Keep hugging the inner thighs and flexing through the left toes, just like we did in that one-legged bar. Begin to tilt forwards. So we're making our way into Nata Adjasana. It's a back bend. It's a balance, it's got it all. Start to point the toes when you can and reach through your fingers. Find your balance, your internal gaze. Bringing the left knee back to meet the right as you take a breath in, arms up. Then exhale, drop the left heel, swan dive. Forward fold. Halfway lift, breath in. Bend the knees, you can step or you can jump into vinyasa. Exhale through to upward dog or cobra, breathe in. Downward dog as you take a breath out. Go ahead and shoot your left leg up to the sky now. Point the toes as you breathe in. Bend into your left knee and open into your hip. As you exhale, flex. Left foot veers to the right. Hip opens to the side. Inhale, left toes back to the sky, point them up. Exhale, drive your left knee tight to your face, spread those shoulders. Big step through, right knee to the mat. Interlacing the fingers around the top of your left knee. So you want to slot them in, one inside of the other. Then big press to lift you up. Inhale, shoulders down, lower belly draws in. Exhale, lunge through the left knee, lower the hips. Expansive, get the heart, the head, the pelvis in line. Inhale, take the arms up, back behind you, reach for that object. Exhale. Inhale. As you exhale, pull it back. Think of Ardha Hanumanasana, left leg straightens, arms move back. Little halfway lift, traction in the left heel. Deeper fold as you exhale. Lunge back into the left knee, reach the arms up, inhale. Drop your hands towards your left foot as you exhale. Sweep the left leg back, flex into the left toes, squeeze the bum cheek, inhale. Drop the left toes down, drop the left heel down, kick the right toes out, exhale. Prepare to take a breath in, finding that expansion, inhale. Think of more of a back bend than that side plank, and exhale. Big press brings you up mindfully into gate pose, ground through the left heel, point through the left toes. Reach forward through the left fingers, hand to the shin or the thigh, right arm over the ear to begin with. And then reach for that right hip with the left fingers. Inhale, exhale. As you inhale, bring the arms wide, bring it all the way back down, left hand to the mat. And exhale to pop into your little tabletop. One hand supports the lower back, then so does the other. Pick yourself up high up on the shins. And we'll find those lassos again, so slow and steady. Right arm reaches wide, push the hips forward, squeeze the bum cheeks, inhale. And then replace, right hand, right hip. Left arm goes wide, exhale. Come wide on the inhale, right arm, inhale. And one more time on the left side as you exhale. Both hands to the hips, chest opens, gaze goes up. Inhale, arms to the sky. Bum down as you bow down, exhale back into child's. Spread the fingers, then lift the gaze, sweep and ripple yourself through. Think of that cow-like tilt, inhale. Curling your toes, hovering your kneecaps. Exhale, push the hips back, straighten into the spine, adjust the feet. Inhale, high up on the tippy toes, roll the body forwards. High plank is where we're going next. Look to the top. All the way down onto your belly, slow descend. Exhale, release the toes from underneath you. From here, bend into your left knee, left toes towards the bum. Reaching back with the left hand, grab for the ankle or the foot. And as you flex the toes, we'll reach the right fingers forward, so it's going to come off the mat. Lift the entire arm. Inhale, lift the chest. Point the toes, exhale. Inhale, lift the left kneecap. Maybe your right arm reaches out. Remember, right toes are pressed down. Expand. As you exhale, drop your chest to the mat. Bring your left hand to the left side of the shoulder and the right forearm comes in. We're now going to roll to the right. So just roll onto the right hip. Allow the left foot to be behind the right knee. Get yourself comfortable, elbow under the shoulder point, left hand onto the left hip. Prop yourself up, ground through the outer edge of right foot, lift through the right hip. Inhale, see if you can reach the left arm over the ear. Open up, modified wild thing. Exhale. Inhale. As you exhale, drop down onto the right hip. Roll onto your thighs and ground the elbows under the shoulder points or just a little bit ahead. Sphinx pose, expand into all of that openness, all of that brightness. Prepare to interlace your fingers. Now press through your tippy toes to pop your hips and engage your core into low plank. Inhale, exhale. Kneecaps lifted, walk the toes in, dolphin pose. As you take a breath in, maybe the heels ground a little closer to the mat this time. And knee to the mat and then the other, making your way into tabletop as you exhale. This time left hand presses and then the right. Inhale, find that arch, open up the chest. Bend the elbows, drop your chin in your chest, think of Ashtanga Namaskara. And as you inhale, sweep it up into Cobra Pose. Exhale. Press into the hands, forearms engage, kneecaps lift, modified or up dog. Inhale. And as you exhale, we'll push it back to down dog. Drishti to the top of your mat, high up on the tips of the toes, breathe in. Bend the kneecaps, step or jump top line of the mat, taking a flat back as you breathe in. And a deep exhale as you fold. Remember, you want a bit of a gap between you and the top of the mat. Make sure your feet are about hip distance, bend the knees a whole lot. Get the fingers low, lift them up high, big breath in. Slowly as you lift the toes, take the arms back, exhale. Inhale, toes come flat to the mat, arms lift. Then on this exhale, onto the tippy toes, engage those legs all the way towards our mat. Exhale, slowly does it. Bum close towards the heels, kneecaps drop, big push to come up higher on the knees. Toes tucked, hands to the lower back. Okay, we're going to prepare for the camel. So maybe you want to play around with maybe bringing your hands a little closer to the mat. If you feel like the legs are really far away, a really good option is to use blocks. So you want to have the blocks just, if you've got them, or use a book, whatever gives you height, just outside of the feet or even behind, some people prefer. So as we're coming back, we'll start just the same way. So maybe the hands to the lower back, elbows in, push the hips forward as you engage, inhale, and then maybe just reaching for one block, and then the other, just getting used to coming a little closer to the mat. And once you're there, make sure you don't sag. So you don't want to lean back, you really want to push, drive the hips forward, and if it feels okay on your neck, you tilt your gaze back. 3 breaths here. Remember, if it's too much, hands can come back to the back, lower back. Okay, let go of the blocks, hands support the back. Moving the blocks out the way if you've used them. We'll come to pop up back onto those toes, so big inhale, push up, exhale. This time as we straighten through our left leg, bring the right knee up to the chest, inhale. We're going to scissor the arms, right arm reaches forward, left arm reaches back, finding our warrior 3 balance. Left knee bends, big step back with the right toes as you exhale. Exalt on the inhale, left hand grips the back leg, right hand drops to the left side of the head. Open over through your right elbow, breathe in. As you exhale, drop your right heel, spread your wings, warrior two. Inhale, left hand grabs the right hip, right arm over the ear. And exhale back into warrior two. Inhale, pulls you back, reverse, right hand to the left hip, left arm over the ear, and bring it back. Inhale, exhale. Sweeping the right hand low as you take a breath in, high lunge. Remember, you can step that right foot in if the legs are nearly doing the split. And exhale, tilt the chest forward, both arms back, right leg back, warrior three. Knee towards the chest. Bring it in close, bring the arms to the sky, inhale. Slot those fingers around the knee as you exhale. Bring the right knee in close, really standing up nice and tall. Big breath in, stretch that hip. And exhale, lower the right knee down by the left. Bend into the right knee, bring the heel to the bum. Flex the toes to begin with, just like we did in bow pose. Preparing to dance, not that adjustment. Inhale. As we exhale, keep that flex for a moment. And we're starting to kick the right leg back, reach the left arm forward. Maybe starting to point the right toes. Keeping steady with the gaze. Lovely yogis. Right knee starts to bend, right foot to the mat. As you exhale, arms lift high. Inhale. Take it down, sweep, swan dive, exhale. Inhale, halfway. Bend the knees, hands to the mat, step or jump. Vinyasa chaturanga, exhale. Upward dog or cobra, breathe in. Drop the knees, bum to the mat, exhale. Take a moment here in silence. Lift the forehead, walk your hands back, hands to the tops of the knees. So as we come into our kneeling position, we're going to take a nice deep breath in, just to sweep the arms up, cross the arms over, and exhale, taking the arms down. Inhale, arms up, opposite arm over, and exhale, take the arms back. Okay, keep the fingers settled beside you. If it's uncomfortable to stay seated on the shins, pop into a cross-legged. So the left hand is just by the left side of the body. It's okay if it kind of floats. Right arm reaches high, breath in. And as you close the eyes, right hand gently caresses the left side of the neck. As you exhale, tilt your right ear to your right shoulder. And then hover your left arm out somewhere midway. Now the aim here is not about how deep in the stretch you can get. It's more about just releasing any tension we have within our neck. So take it easy. You're just using the weight of the hand, not really pulling at all. Lovely. Switch the grip. Left hand, right ear, right arm hovers wide. Inhale and exhale. Little head tilt to the left. Gentle release of that left hand. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, arms up, interlace the fingers, and then just create a bit of a cup and place your hands behind your head. Exhale. As you inhale, spread your wings, open your heart. Head can just rest into the hands. And as you exhale, bring your elbows in, tuck your chin in, and just round and decompress for a moment. Again, we aren't pulling on the head here. Hands are just ever so gently placed. Just encouraging the flexion, the round of the spine. Inhale, spread your wings, lift your gaze. And exhale to round. Inhale, just find a neutral spine, arms wide, relax, exhale. And we'll just twist off here. So right hand behind you. You can bring your hands onto a block if you can't reach the mat. Left hand to the outside of the right leg or the knee. Lift up to lengthen, breathe in. And exhale to find your twist. Inhale. And deepen the twist. Exhale. Last breath in. And deeper twist. Exhale. Inhale to switch the gaze, switch the grip. Left hand reaches behind the left foot onto a block or to the mat. Breath in, create that length. Exhale, find your twist. Inhale, realigning the spine. Exhale. Inhale. Beautiful, last one. Exhale. Inhale brings you all the way back around. Bring the hands towards the heart, bowing the head down in prayer, taking your breath out. Thank you, yogis, so much for joining me in this fiery class. Namaste.